Some of y'all need to get it through y'all thick head that Lovecraft Country ain't coming back. Cue the music. Good evening, everybody. This is your girl Crow coming with books, rants, movies, and more. Welcome to Let's Be Honest, where I get down, dirty, and honest. And boy, oh boy, some honesty is needed. I need to read some of you niggas for the filthy shade that you put out. Oh Lord, whether it's in the corners of Facebook to the hidden corners in caves of Tumblr, y'all really are in denial. Y'all really are in denial about Lovecraft Country, okay, and it getting a second season. Now, if you guys hadn't heard the news, Misha Green was canceled on HBO for Lovecraft Country season 2. Obviously, if you go and look at my last video, Lovecraft Country and its cancellation, you will see when Keeping It Woke goes wrong, part 3. And the situation with this dumpster fire of a concept that Misha tried to pitch for season 2, HBO was like, no, declined, boom. So at the end of the day, we are now left with Apple Plus TV. And if you hadn't heard that news, no little than, I want to say 24 hours, Apple Plus Television offered to pick up Misha as a screenwriter for some miniseries that they want to do. Let me get my teas so I can read some of y'all. I don't believe in any kind of way that Lovecraft Country is going to be picked up by Apple TV. And I think some of you guys seem to misconstrue owners' rights and business rights. You guys seem to misconstrue shit. As an author myself, who has to stake out her rights as well when it comes to me signing with a publishing company, you do have to, obviously let your rights be known as well too. Now, I'm going to tell you this. Lovecraft Country is not going to get picked up by Apple TV or Apple TV Plus, whatever you want to call it. It's not. Now, even though Lovecraft Country did do decent in the ratings, it still didn't do 3.5 million. Like Game of Thrones. I mean, it's still not even on the concept of the most top rated season finales. I mean, it closed out with 1.5 million people at the ending of the show, with its lowest scores in shows being, or its lowest viewing being episode 4, 8, and 9 were the lowest. They were the lowest out of everything for their viewings. Lovecraft Country's episodes were, and pretty much it wavered between the 6s, the 7s, and the 8s, and with in the 6s and 7s and 8s, okay, on ratings and viewing. And this is US only I'm talking about. I'm not talking about worldwide. Worldwide, I don't even think it did much better worldwide, and usually that's the case. If it does low in the US, worldwide it won't be much farther or much behind. It'll give it a little boost, but not so much. But as I was saying, if you want to compare it to stuff like Westworld, you want to compare it to Girls to Plane Rides season 3, Eastbound, chapter 21 season 3. If you want to compare, or Silicon Valley Uptick season 3, if you want to compare their ratings and how insanely high that they were, and mind you, these are HBO series too that I've never even really heard of and kind of don't care to hear of because they sound extremely white and boring, but they still did great. They still did great. 1.5 million for an ending isn't that good. Watchmen did 1.6 with its ending. That's still not great. If you compare people, like I said, Game of Thrones, 35 million people all over the fucking world. 35 million. Around the world. watching this raggedy ass television show that broke our hearts after sticking with it for 10 years. If you compare that to Misha, what she's doing, it's not going to work. I'm sorry. Let me tell you something. Hollywood is in this one and done deal. This is what Hollywood is. I live in California. I live literally 45 minutes away from Hollywood. It's not that fucking far. Okay, and that's me taking a freeway, but I mean, you might call it an hour and a half because LA traffic is shit. Okay, but when you really get into it, Hollywood is on this concept of one and done. They're on this concept of one and done. It's either you're going to get what you get and have it hit and be a hit straight out the fucking gate, or it's trash and it's indisposable. Okay, it's quick fix money for them. Okay, and I know people were hopeful because Apple TV will pick this up, but you guys need to understand that Apple TV just came out in 2019. Apple Plus TV with the subscription. Apple TV's been around, so you can buy the little thing back in the day since 2007, but Apple Plus TV has just came out with their television kind of networking, as well as Paramount Plus and other streaming networks and platforms. For some of y'all saying that Lovecraft Country is going to be bought from HBO by Apple Plus TV, you're in denial more than what the fuck you think. Some of y'all need to go seek a counselor, a psychic, a something. I don't know what the fuck you need to go seek, but you need to go seek something, because Lord, oh Lord, Apple TV is not going to invest in something that does, I'm sorry to say, mediocre, like a mediocre ratings. They're not going to do something. They're not going to invest in something that does mediocre ratings. They're not going to shell out money to buy the rights from HBO or even tangle with the author. That's even if Matt Ruff even had sold his completely fully all his rights to HBO. Because this is the way it works, y'all. This is the way it works, because I'm gonna tell y'all some business, because y'all niggas don't seem to know what business is. When a writer such as George R. Martin, Matt Ruff, N.K. Jemisin, to name a few, when they sell their rights to a production company, that's like them selling their baby off. They're selling, like, kind of, I hate to put the analogy of a baby, but that's them selling it off, meaning that they don't get any say in how subtractions or losses, focuses, or anything are played within the storyline. Okay, the only thing that the author agrees to within their rights is the beginning of how the show starts and the end. They get no say too much in the middle, which really encompasses a lot of seasons. The middle does. Now, if you know somebody, if a writer knows somebody in Hollywood, let's say if they're close and they know somebody in Hollywood, okay, and they know them, then maybe they can ascertain majority of their rights. Okay, maybe they can do that and then turn a profit, and they can do that. E.L. James, the bitch from 50 Shades of Grey, is one of those prime examples who got to retain, I believe, 85% of her rights, is because I think her husband was a producer. So she got to change things and subtract things hands on. But these are for movies. But it's the same with television shows as well. George R. Martin, as I hate to bring this fat bastard up, has been writing television shows since 1971 or 1970s. So he knows very well around the production factors and the producer factors and the executive producer factors of what he wants for Game of Thrones and what he wants to subtract and what he wants to do and what he wants to do. And as well as, too, he's written for a lot of these cases as well, too. Okay? Matt Ruff is a different story. He had a one and done book. Okay? He doesn't even have a trilogy. Okay? So most likely his rights have been sold to HBO. Now, if he got the hookups the way he got the hookups, then cool. But HBO solely belong, those rights of Lovecraft Country, its characters, its integrities, even though Misha wrote it, solely belong to HBO. It does. Misha don't really, as a screenwriter, don't really have any goddamn rights. She has rights, but because of the Screen Actors Guild and how they went on strike, of course, and this was years ago. Do y'all remember that? Some of y'all too young to remember that, when the screenwriters went on strike, you know, because they wanted more rights and more creative freedoms, okay? But they didn't negotiate their rights on if they can take a show to another network. Maybe there needs to be another writer strike. But I'm going to be quite honest. HBO wants to put Lovecraft Country as their bridge show to keep their subscriptions going while COVID-19 was out. They did. It was just a show or a bridge show, as well as other little series that come up like the Nevers and everything else. They are bridge shows until Game of Thrones comes fucking out, which is later this year, which I'm dreading having to watch that fucking shit for you guys. But I digress. I'm just telling you the business of it. I know last video I was like, oh, I hate it, and this Misha would have been nicer to white people. Yes, I still believe if she would have been nicer to white people, she would have fucking got more for her in the business aspect. If she was more balanced, instead of trying to be like, oh, black power, go kill all the white people and make them in the white lands. No, okay? If she hadn't been like that, sis lost on out an opportunity. Now she's on Apple TV Plus, and it's good, but I don't think she's gonna get that kind of highlight that she used to get, like on HBO. When you're at HBO, I'm sorry to say it, you're kind of in the big times on TV shows. I mean, this motherfucker has dominated shit. I mean, you got some hit shows like Insecure. You have Veep. You have a lot of hit fucking shows. You have Barry. Okay, like I know I was watching Barry too. It's really crazy. You have a lot of hit shows. And just as equally talented people. You're a shark amongst a sea of sharks. Everybody trying to be better than what the fuck they are in HBO. And that's what you need to understand. And some of y'all Negroes need to understand. And yes, I'm coming at you as a black woman to her people. And you can sit here and validate my blackness and try to say, well, you sound like a coon. Excuse my French, y'all. I'm black. But you know, you sound like a coon. You sound like an Uncle Tom. You can sit there and try to validate my blackness all you want to, but face it, some of y'all are in denial. Apple TV is not going to pick up a show that has mediocre ratings. I mean, say if Lovecraft Country was doing 12 point something fucking million views, or 13 or 15, or even damn 20 on its highest with its shows. With its episodes, oh hell yeah, HBO would keep them they damn self and entertain Misha's idea with the white lands and that raggedy ass goddamn shit. Hell, Misha would be a kept woman, in the words of Ruby Baptiste, our Lord and Savior, Addo Domini 2021. Okay, like Misha wouldn't have to fucking worry about shit if she was averaging 20 million viewers, with even in the USA, or 25 million viewers, if she was averaging that. But at the ending, just 1.5 million viewers was all that you managed. That's abysmal. Compared to big leagues, that's fucking abysmal. And let me tell you something. I know a lot of you guys are saying, well, Lovecraft Country is a cult. It's a cult show, like Jennifer's Body. You know, Jennifer's Body's getting I believe a number 2 because of the cult following on Jennifer's Body. But a cult following has to deal with situations where it has to be around for years, and then the executives and bigwigs of a show or a production company will say, let's reboot this shit. Let's see what it was worth. I mean, they're trying to reboot Xena. They're trying to reboot Buffy. But that's because Buffy and Xena dragged in some bomb-ass motherfucking viewers. They dragged in some bomb-ass viewers. They dragged in millions. Even with its weakest seasons, it still dragged on. and it made an impact and cultural impact of history. Lovecraft Country doesn't make a cultural fucking impact, except for to us black people, which I say that's good. But it doesn't make a cultural impact that includes everybody else. And that's the problem. When you try to just include one person or one set of people and other people can't come in and enjoy it too. I mean, it's the same way when you go to anime panels where everybody joins in, no matter the color, creed, race, background, disability or not. Or sexual orientation. Lovecraft Country did not have that. I'm sorry to tell y'all, it did not have that je ne sais quoi. It did not. It did not have that with welcoming other people, because it alienated other people in its script, along with the abysmal fucking character development. Which I'm not even gonna get on the abysmal character development of our main hero or heroines and heroes. I'm not gonna get into that. And then when you look at its ratings, it's only been within the 6s and the 8s. And that's not even in the millions. I'm sorry. That's not even in the millions. It did 1.5 million towards the ending. But that's not even in the millions, baby girls and boys. It's not. So why is Apple Plus TV not going to invest in it? Because they don't feel it's a need to invest in it. Do you get what I'm saying now? They don't feel the need to invest in it. There's no need for them to invest in it. And then let's even get to the nominations. Since we're in award season, let's even get to the nominations for awards. 49 nominations. Lovecraft Country has gotten 49 nominations and counting. Probably a little bit over 50 now because they were nominated for some other shit. But you only come out with 6? At most, Lovecraft Country is possibly going to come out with maybe 10, maybe 15. 15 is me being generous. But of course, as they get nominated more, that number is going to go up to 60 and 50 and all the above, which still looks poorly and abysmal. After the Golden Globes, I was done with it. There still is the Emmys, the grandmother stage of them all. There still is the Emmys, and there still is. And Lovecraft Country has only been nominated because, guess what? COVID. It wasn't a lot of fucking shows during COVID the last 2 years because people didn't know what rights they had or what kind of proceedings or what kind of standards and health standards, safeties and safety measures and safety all the above. They didn't know what to do. Should they keep 6 feet apart? Should they be kissing if the main characters? They didn't know any of that. So a lot of filler shows were made while the world and the studios stopped themselves because these were shows that were filmed ahead of time. So they decided to release them, okay? And this is me telling you guys the absolute fucking truth. Apple TV is not going to invest in a show that doesn't do good ratings. And they're not going to invest or buy the rights from HBO for a show that doesn't even really get the nominations where it matters. Everybody watches the Golden Globes, the Emmys and things like that. Everybody watches that shit, okay? It's the most watched. The other award shows like the Super Critics Awards, nobody's ever heard of that. That must have just been something that they fucking made because I've heard of the Critics Awards but not the Super Critics, okay? And to be quite honest, they're what you call low tier award shows, something that people don't really watch on TV. I mean, most likely we fall asleep on it during TV. So what I'm trying to tell y'all niggas or y'all Negroes, what I'm trying to tell y'all is it may scoop up some awards, but they're not known awards. And the thing about it is Apple TV, every production company, if they're going to want to invest to buy rights into a show, if they're going to want to invest and buy rights into a show, they want to see things that got fucking results. Especially if it was a show that had previously been that had been previously been bought, or whatever the case you want to call it. They are going to want to see results. Not all this running around shit. Results. And sorry to say, Lovecraft Country falls short of those results. 6 nominations and 49. I mean, 6 wins and 49 nominations. That's abysmal. That's horrible. That's horrible. They can get nominated till it's blue in the fucking face, but if you're not carrying home the prize, a goddamn studio don't really want to fucking invest in you or fight for your right to get it, or to get those rights released. And like I said, that's even if HBO even fully has the rights, or if Matt Ruff has the rights. I'm just stating facts. And also too, Apple TV wants a new fucking concept to rival something. It wants a new concept to rival something. And let me tell you something. Even though genres are different, and let's say if Misha Green would have gotten the okay for season 2, who would have gotten the okay for season 2 to make Lovecraft Country, it would rival American Horror Story. It really would. It would rival American Horror Story. But since everybody still has, Thrones fever, even after 2 years, people are still looking to rival that fucking behemoth. They're looking to rival that behemoth. Everybody knows Disney is off limits because Disney is a corporate evil empire, and Disney will do what Disney, wants to do. But when you really, really, really look at it, whether people are trying to cross genres and cross boundaries of genres just so they can say that they beat GOT in ratings and nominations and wins and everything. People are trying to say that. That is the ultimate goal in which production companies want. Because you can't sit there and say that GOT didn't strike gold. Now, I fucking can't stand George R. R. Martin, but I gotta give the work and the work ethic and the premise the way it needs done its respect. Even within its earlier seasons and even within its later seasons. Even though the later seasons and they got an award, it was a pity award. When they gave them that award in the Emmys, it was a pity award. We all knew that the ending was fucking abysmal. But, that's the goal everybody's trying to do. They don't care if they're cross-referencing genres or whatever. They want that shit to beat that goddamn show. Period. And Misha and Courtney V. Vance, I don't know if you guys have seen the interview. Courtney V. Vance like, watch out, Game of Thrones. You got canceled, sweetie. Even he was in the mode and hyped up to try to take on this behemoth of a show. But Lovecraft Country couldn't do it. The numbers, when the accountants look at the numbers, when the production company looks at the numbers, when everything looks at the numbers, and I'm speaking as reasonably as I can to you guys, when they look at the numbers and they see it don't match with what they want to invest in it, I don't care if Apple Plus TV got big pockets or deep pockets or vast pockets or pockets as wide as the Grand Canyon. They are not going to waste their goddamn money buying the rights to a show that, one, doesn't really have a good, strong consensus or comprehension of as season 2. Second, not really do decent in ratings, but not past its expectations. And 3, they're not going to invest in something that doesn't have the awards or the accolades that it needs to sell itself. See, the thing about Game of Thrones, has been awarded so many times and it's done its job for 5 seasons so well. I say 5 because 6 is where it started going downhill. For 5 seasons, and it's done it so well that the name itself is a household name. The name itself is a household name. The name itself sells. Kind of like Star Wars. It sells. Lovecraft Country does not sell by itself. It piques interest, it piques escapism, but it does not sell. And maybe it doesn't sell because it didn't want to include other people. That's all I'm just saying. But that's my thoughts on it. It's like I said, I didn't mean to bust people's bubble at any point. But like I said, some of y'all are just in denial a little bit, and it's kind of annoying. You know, just get in reality that this woman went to Apple Plus TV and see what she can develop. That's wonderful. Okay, see what that she can develop. See if the trials and errors from Lovecraft Country, you know, rub off on her and rub off and, you know, disappear or wash off of her to where she tries a more bold and daring concept. You know, I know she's trying to be the Spike Lee and take the Spike Lee approach with the, oh, we're gonna be black and make uncomfortable content, but you can't just always do it that way, else your shit just gonna keep getting canceled. And I have a strong feeling that's her pattern, and this is the reason why she's gonna keep getting canceled and canceled and canceled and canceled. And then next thing you know, it's gonna be this thing where she's gonna start whining and saying that it was racism and all the above, you know, and here we go. I can already see a pattern forming, okay? I swear to God, I can predict the future. Call me fucking Miss Cleo, okay? But without the fraud, all right? So, I mean, let's just look forward to what she's going to do on Apple TV. I think Apple TV is going to give her a little bit more creative freedom. Let's just see what she does with them. I mean, it's not like a silver lining didn't happen even with the cancellation. It's not like a silver lining did happen, okay? But sis got a lot of canceled shows under her fucking belt. So what she needs to kind of do, Misha, is search somewhere inside and see what you are doing wrong as a writing concept. See what you are doing wrong. Because at this point, after so many cancels, it's not just racism anymore. It's just you. At this point, after so many. One cancellation I could see, two maybe I could see, but you have quite a bit of them. So I mean, you need to figure that out. I think she did her best writing when she ran Spartacus. Personally, she did some of her best shit when she did Spartacus. I mean, I'm not gonna sit here and lie. I understand black people want to have spaces created for them, but you know what? We live in a multicultural environment. America's a melting pot. It has a mixture of people. And you're going to have to include certain things and certain people and certain elements that you normally would not fucking include. And Misha needs to learn that. She needs to learn that. And like I said, everybody, I know you guys didn't want to hear it, but I had to tell it. And that's it. But thank you guys for tuning in, listening. And I know this was more of a slower kind of pace rant, but I really wanted to get the news and the facts and get them all where they needed to be and get them aligned with the situation and the powers that be. Because, you know, there's a lot. Now, I will be still doing my Loki videos, but I've been keeping a close eye on this and other inquiries with House of the Dragon and Misha and doing all this kind of stuff. And that took more of a front seat to me than Loki. I mean, Loki's good, don't get me wrong, I love Wumi, but that took more of a front seat to me pretty much. So yeah, but shout out to Carrie, Yashu's Playground, shout out to my Discord team. You guys have done so well with me, my viewers, my subscribers, my everything. So check me out though. My book will be coming along a little bit much later. I'm getting ready to almost turn it into publication. Please check out Wolves of Winter. And yeah, let's just check more of that out, because you know, I do believe in interracial romances with gay werewolves, but I do believe in the fairness of it all. But you guys got to check it out. It's pretty fucking hot. All right. But thank you guys for your time. Bye.